Well, good evening. Here we are again. Another year come, another year goes, and another graduating class here in Edmonds. I want to welcome you in this high school convention exercises, the graduating class of 2025. Tonight we celebrate the achievements of these students as they have met all the requirements for graduation and are heading into a new phase of their life. I have personally experienced this as a student and as a parent. I realize the class of 2025 would not be here this evening without the commitment of their parents and their guardians and their loved ones. Together, we all congratulate these students and their families on this great achievement. Earlier this week, I visited individually with each of our graduates. During those visits, it really came home to me that these young men and women had set goals in their lives that are meaningful, as well as relate very closely to their own personal interests, which I think is great. In conversations, I shared with them that this night is a snapshot in their life that they will always remember. It takes true commitment to earn a high school diploma. In fact, just doing a little simple high school math, consider this. These students over 13 years spent a minimum of 15,752 hours, which equates to 1,875 24-hour days, which comes to 5.14 in total time commitment to their lives. This is quite a commitment. I believe this group of young men and women, I feel strongly that they will, with the same perseverance and purpose in their future pursuits. And right now, you are looking at 2 healthcare professionals, 2 teachers, 3 students with engineering futures, a culinary arts professional, 2 linemen, 2 welders, a heavy machinery operator, and 2 construction workers. I personally am very proud of these students. The halls will never be the same for me. This group was a junior when I came in, and I could not be more proud of this group, and they brought me a lot of joy. A lot of joy. It's been a pleasure. And I feel extremely blessed to be a part of their lives. Join me in congratulating the class of 2025. On stage tonight with me are Superintendent Dr. Eric Allen, End School Board President Ms. Carolyn Dyer, High School Counselor Ms. Julie Boyles, and High School Social Studies Teacher Mr. John Goodman. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Eric Allen to the podium. Would you come, Dr. Allen?
Thank you. Welcome to the Inventory graduation for the class of 2025. What a fine group of young ladies and gentlemen. My remarks this evening will be brief, but I want to focus on one word. That word is luck. Luck is defined in the dictionary as follows: to come upon something by chance or a random occurrence. That something can be either positive or negative. Now I'm going to share with you the unofficial EA definition of luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. My definition of luck is not always on schedule, not always announced in advance, and sometimes it even hides and has to be sought out. EHS class of 2025, after 13 years, you're prepared to go out into the world. Each of you will strike out on your own unique path, but don't wait on that traditional definition of luck to maybe find you, or maybe not. Go seek your opportunities to pair with your preparations over the last 13 years and make your own luck. You will not get a good luck wish from me this evening, but I will have these words to say. I know you've got this. Go do great things. Thank you.
Just to take a moment and pause here just a second, not taking anything away from our seniors, but on behalf of Edmonds School District, we'd like to thank Dr. Allen for his service and education. He spent 29 years in education as an educator, principal, and superintendent, and we are more than appreciative that we've had the opportunity to have Dr. Allen be our district for the last 3 years, and congratulate him on his upcoming retirement, Dr. Allen. Now on to the more important. It would not be possible, our graduates recognize that this day would not have been possible without the love and support they have received from their parents, grandparents, and families. At this time, our senior class would like to show their appreciation for their love and support. Seniors, would you go greet your parents? Our seniors chose the speaker tonight, I think, as you can see, based on an appreciation and love they have for Mr. Goodman. John Goodman graduated from Nutt High School in 1978. He received his Bachelor's of Science in Education from Central Missouri State University, currently known as the University of Central Missouri. He has been married to Jamie Goodman, which is right over here, for 36 years, and they have one beautiful daughter, Betty Acevedo. John has two adorable grandsons, one he's really partial to named John, I don't understand, age 2, and then James, which I think he'll be just as partial to after he retires this year, age 4 months. John started teaching in 1992 in the Alton School District. He also taught in Arcadia Valley School District, Slater School District, and I believe Ellington School District, and for the last 2 years we've been privileged to have him in the school district. His passion has always been teaching high school students the facts of government, American history, Missouri history, current events, and world history, and I can absolutely say, just lessons of life. Please join me in the rank of the podium, Mr. John Goodman.
Hello. Hey. You hear me? What an honor to be here tonight. Thank you, guys. I always like to teach past, present, future. It's kind of how I'd like to do this for just a little bit, okay? Individually, you guys are just awesome. Collectively, you're amazing. And I'd like to prove tonight, when this is all over, that public education is just amazing also. And you're the product that I'm going to show tonight, how special you really are, and everything it took to get you here. As far as my time to get here, it was 2 years ago, and I never thought I would walk back into a classroom. I was living on the river, having fun, thinking about having fun the next day. And then I get a call, or my wife gets a call to come to eminence. And this all starts with a guy named Dr. Hager. And so I saw him yesterday, and we kind of reminisced just a little bit, but my wife was asked to come over and work with Dr. Allen on a couple of little projects. She came home, and we just happened to be living with our daughter at this time. We were building a house. And that was motivation. And so she came home, and she said, I really like Dr. Allen. Do you know him? I said, yeah, I've met Dr. Allen a couple of times. And a few of my students were actually working with him at all the school districts. And she said, you know what? They have a position open over there. It's the Title I position. Would you mind? I thought about taking that job. I said, no, honey, you can take that job. And so I'm thinking more fishing, more time at the lake. And I'm scanning, I'm thinking. And then it was April 29th, and the reason I remember the day, it was my birthday. And so we're going out to eat. We pick a place to eat in the middle of nowhere, Mexico, Missouri. Walk into the restaurant, and as soon as I walk in, this guy runs right up to me, and I thought, is he going to get me? What's going on? It was Dr. Hager, and he goes, John, we've been talking about it. That's never good. So I said, Dr. Hager, what's up? So he explained that there was something going on at this school district, and they needed a social studies teacher. Out of respect for Dr. Hager, I said, well, what do you want me to do? He goes, if you go over and talk to Dr. Allen, you met him. I said, yes, I'll do that, out of respect for you. So that Monday, or it was that Wednesday, a week or so had passed, I drove over with no intentions of ever working again. This is out of respect. And so we're sitting there talking, and basketball hits the conversation just a little bit. I love Ozark basketball. Every school I've been at, I've had a special time with it. And this name comes up. He goes, this Drew Foster plays on the team. My ears perked up just a little bit. And I said, well, I had Chris Foster, Arcadia Valley, and I got to see him play. Because that's his uncle. So by then, I'm really, really listening. And so as we get to talking, I'm leaving. I said, how many days did you give me, Dr. Allen, to think about this? Because I was processing a lot at this time. He goes, could you get back to me like in a couple of days? So I go back to Van Buren. I called up Dr. Hager, and I said, man, start to think about this. He goes, John, you will really like these juniors. And that's you guys. So before I had this out-of-body experience, I said yes. And so here I am 2 years later, and everything was going to go back into the classroom, and you guys have showed me one of the best times of my life. I'm absolutely here for you. I love teaching, but I love retirement. And so as we're going to do this, past, present, future right now, I'd like to welcome all mothers, grandmothers, mothers here on this special weekend of Mother's Day. So I think it's really cool to share this experience with all the mothers out there. And I would also really like to bring my mother into this lesson a little bit tonight. So in the past, present, and future, some of the things that we looked at as a class, I got my notes. You guys taught me how to use my phone and put notes on there. And believe me, these guys taught me more than they could ever imagine. Here I am, I'm like a blue guy. I hate technology. They're explaining things to me, how to do things in the classroom, how to put grades in. I'm just scared to death of old technology. So as we get rolling in class, I kind of understand this isn't going to be a typical government class. Of course, they're going to learn the things, the basics of government. We try to keep politics out of the class because that just takes us in different directions. So one of the first things we're going to learn to do in government was know that Constitution. And so they knew Article 1, that's your legislative branch. Article 2, executive. The Supreme Court that got the power from the court case of Marbury versus Madison. And so we're on a roll with it. And so then we go into amendments show changes in history. So man, we're bearing down on amendments. And then the next thing I want to do with it is make them realize time changes and there's going to be changes with these amendments. And one of the things we looked at was social media and the First Amendment, speech. So we did a lot of court cases that went with freedom of speech. And let me remind you a couple real quick, okay? Got my notes here. The 14-year-old cheerleader from Pennsylvania. Woo! She was mad. She didn't get her job on the cheer squad. We have two of the best cheerleaders here right now. Thank you. And she went out on her own and got on that social media. It said things that were probably inappropriate. The school tried to kick her out. This went to the Supreme Court. The 14-year-old girl won the case because it was on her time. The next court case we did was a kid out of Alaska. He goes to Salt Lake City, and he's going to embarrass his teachers. He puts a sign out there. It was for the Olympic torch run, I believe it was going through there, and they brought him all the way down to class in Juneau, Alaska. And so he puts out a sign, and what it was, don't take offense to it, it was called Long Hits for Jesus. And so the court case at this time is Morris versus Frederick. The kid lost the case. They said he's trying to promote drug use. Keeping this in mind, I wanted the students to realize you have certain rights in school, but you really don't have a lot. And so when we look at all these court cases, we can go through your backpacks. We can go through your car if it's parked here. We want these guys to know all these rules that we're going to have to follow, and they're shaking their head. And they were so good at the court cases. One that I remember, you got to remember, I'm old and I grew up in the 60s. And there was a court case my mom followed. My mom, love you, Mom. She raised 7 kids, get this. Dad decided to die in a car wreck in 62, and she raised 7 of us on her own. Mom had a law degree. Never got to practice law. She raised 7 kids on her own. So my mom did a sneaker case. There was 2 kids up in Des Moines, Iowa. And it was during this Vietnam War. They were a band, the peace band. And the school kicked them out. And so with the peace band, this goes all the way to the Supreme Court again. These kids win the case because it didn't have any disruption to the school day. Excuse me. To make the story better, it was 1965. My mom changed his faith. All I know, I'm in kindergarten, I'm the youngest of 7, and there's no more Santa Claus. I'm like, what's going on, Mom? You know, everybody got presents, here I am, and the next kids are a lot older than I am in my family. So Mom switched faith. It's 1969. Now my Sabbath is Friday night to Saturday night, dusk to dusk. And so at 69, my brother is in 9th grade and I'm in 3rd grade. Decides he's going to go to school with his cool buddies and wear a button to the Vietnam War that said, remember the Ho Chi Minh Trail. He was the communist leader of Vietnam. So here comes the principal to our house, walks up with my brother at the end of the school day, and I'm a little kid going, David's in trouble, he's with the principal. And what my mom did probably wasn't really appropriate, but she asked the principal, his name is Mr. Sippy, Mr. Sippy, what is wrong? She says, we're going to have to expel your son for 3 days. May I ask why? Mr. Sippy pulled out this button and said, your son wore this button at school today. Mom looked at the button without batting an eye and said, Mr. Sippy, we are communist Jews. For the rest of my life, I had to go with that. But Mom's point in this was she had the right of the tinker case to wear this button. So all through school, I had to follow this with a principal that will never forget that. But I will know this, my mom took this upon herself to know her rights because she did have a law degree. And so you guys this year have some of my mom in you because Mom always told me, she goes, son, I'm going to live forever. I was thinking, Mom, what do you mean by that? And I'd look over at my daughter and had to look at my mom and all these things my mom taught me, the value of education. You guys got it. And so that brought us to this point in time where we're here at the present. You got my mom, you got the court cases, and here we are right now. At this point in time, I'm looking around and thinking, all these moms, all these emotions, it's graduation, we're happy, we're kind of sad. You ran the pictures up here tonight. There's a lot of emotions in a graduation night. But one thing we got to remember, this is just the beginning for you guys to get down the road just a little bit. Okay, let's look at the future. I have decided that you guys will always go down as my favorite class. And there is no doubt in my mind. And the respect that you show, everything you've done for this school, everything that the role models that you've been. I saw a basketball team this year. There was 4 seniors that weren't happy with how things happened in the past. You guys put this community on your back in one district. You guys were able to bring everybody in here for sections. And at this time, it brought the whole community together. It was so nice to see the old timers like me come out and support you guys. But what I see is there's 8th graders next year that are going to be freshmen. You're the role models, academically, athletically. So your legacy is always going to be here. So I want to take just a second and address every one of you just a little bit individually, if you don't mind, and then I'll get off of here. Logan, I'm so proud of you. Everything, GAN, buddy, and we know what we're talking about. You overcome some adversity, you're graduating with your class, you're getting it together. I couldn't be happier for you. Carter, I promise you this. You will get the Ford Ranger. It is yours, and I hope it's not tomorrow. I hope it's in about 30 years, and I'm going to detail it. I'm going to have it washed, and you are going to get it. But one thing I know about you, Carter, you got a photographic memory almost. You have this uncanny skill. If I ever need a DJ, it's going to be between you and Keith, okay? You guys are old school, old timers. Connor, always put a smile on the face. Always fake high-fiving me, but always paying attention in class to the best of your ability. Man, Hunter, here we are. Brought you up from Arkansas, fit into this class so well. I'm just walking to lunch with you every day and just having conversations with you. You owe me a ride in that plane someday. Noah. Man, he didn't miss a word I ever said. Always in class, that's your smartest could be. I look for ways to challenge you. But right now, I'll tell you this, you're going to go on and you're going to make a big difference in this world just because of your academics and your ability to listen. I appreciate that. Is it? What can I say? Thank you for coming back. Another guy that always put a smile on my face, always respected me, always made me feel right here at home. Keith. Pit bull. I told you this the other day. I saw you grow up so much this year. I'm so proud of you. You look things right in the eye and you tackled it. Your maturity level is up. Your goals are set. You're ready to roll well in school. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Eddie, where's my ice cream? You're supposed to fly that in from Connecticut. I was promised a gallon. Eddie, this is what you got going on. It's really cool. Your respect that you show, you make everybody feel really good about who they are. What you do, the smiles you have, everybody I talk to, you come in with a consistent demeanor. And that is going to get you a long ways in life. It's the respect that you show everybody. Now over here, I'll give that to you. Ladies, these are the ones that have to have a plan. They're going to write it down. They're going to put it on the board. Your guys' goal was to give them off the plan as much as they could. You're so organized. I can't believe the power here right now with the ladies in this room. I have nothing but great expectations. Sir, you're going to be a dynamite teacher. The empathy that you have, the love that you have. Denny, early nursing school, went in a semester. I mean, it's on a personal level. Thanks for checking on me this year when things weren't going good and you wanted to know that I was getting better. You don't know what we're talking about. Thank you. But if my daughter ever tries to put me in residential care and calls you, you better keep her away from me. Reggie, I want you to every now and then take a deep breath. Okay. You realize all the success you've had. I'm so proud that you came from a small school, a big school, or a small school, and fit in so well. And one thing I admire about you, you realize food is good bribery. I don't even know where to start with you. She's a trailblazer in this area. She's going to Lynn Tech to be a heavy equipment operator. All those guys up there better be workers. You're going to be bossing them around. So proud, the first one of our school to go into an adventure like this and show the rest of the world you are Rosie the River. You can do anything a man can do, and probably better. And you're going to show us every day of our life. Thank you for all the plans you came by and showed me, and run by me, and drive me crazy, and we'll nod and do another plan. But all your planning worked out. Renee, that little kid. You guys come by, I told the man lately, I finally heard her voice. She talked, she's bossy. She has this personality came out. And the last few weeks have been special to me because of that. And anytime you want to call me Uncle Grandpa, you can do it, kid. Thanks for sharing some memories with me lately, okay? I appreciate it so much. Last but not least, Drew. And we're, oh my gosh, okay. Now you know where to start there. Ashley. He took me under his wing. He gave me a cheat sheet of, if you hit Control P, Mr. Goodman, that'll print for you. He gave me a whole sheet of this stuff. Wow, this is pretty easy when you have a whole sheet of this stuff. He always took care of me in our random conversations. I will never forget. Give us a cup of coffee and our conversations can go anywhere. You're already an entrepreneur. Get this, guys. He's going to graduate tonight, and he's going to turn around and get his associate's degree from college. That is awesome. Some of you walking out of here today are going to have anywhere from 15 to 30 hours of college. Let's think about it real quick. We're going to finish this up real quick. Drew, 1, 2, 3 generations of Fosters I've been around now. I hope to see the 4th generation someday. Okay, no pressure. But I pray it's a boy because if it's a girl, she'll have size 15 feet. I can't wait. Okay. I'm going to give some shout outs to what it takes. This is our product, guys. I know in my hallway, I had one of the best math teachers I ever worked with. I know in junior high, we had some solid teachers that got you ready for where we're at. We have an English teacher that inspired, is still an inspired Asher in a love-hate relationship. And now he's going to be an English teacher. If you want to go to college and write papers out of this world, pay attention to English. Then we have two people that are down below us, and they scare me a little bit, the science department, because they're a lot smarter than we are. We're lucky we have the Stevens brothers. Jacob, who I got to know fairly well, is just so smart. He gives us this extra credibility to what we're trying to do here, an extra aspect. And Miss Ennis is just out of this world as far as her knowledge of science. Look at Miss Candy that answers a million questions a day that's got us to this point where we're at. And I'm right there with you guys. Candy is like, patient with me. And I would say the same thing over, and she'd keep on answering the questions for me. What a lovely person. Think about this. We have a school that provided you 2 meals a day, guys. 2 meals. Walk in here and there's a salad bar. We have a school that provided you A+, where you get your first 2 years of college VOTEC free. We have a school that provided us a social worker that does more behind the scenes than anybody will ever know. We're not going to do without it this school. I'd like to go on just a little bit more, but one thing I would definitely like to say, this school can meet any needs that our students have. And guys, that's public education at its finest. I've got 15 people that are going to walk out into this world, and you guys are going to compete against anybody. The thing I like most about it, you guys compete against each other. But you did it in such a good way. You made each other better the way that you competed in the classroom and out of the classroom. Let me get to my notes again. Okay, I want to finish up just like this. Life's short, guys. Look at me. This is a defining moment for both of us, isn't it? Your defining moment. That sun's behind me. Life's in front of me. It's exciting. We're going on to your next adventure. My defining moment, I'm looking at a sunset. 2 different opposite directions. My defining moment, I'm going into retirement. I'm going to Grandpaville. But there won't be too many days that I won't think about the inspiration that you guys gave me as a teacher, and more so as a human being, a father, a grandfather, and a husband. I will value you guys to the day that I can get my Ranger away. One thing I want you guys to really try to do in life, make it simple. If you listen to all the noise in this world today, it's just noise. Every now and then, just stop, take a deep breath, and make life as simple as can be, and give yourself the most authentic person that you can be. Know who you are in life. Stand up for yourself. You're going to make a lot of decisions, and I love that cause and effect. If I do this, this can happen. But you're going to make good decisions and bad decisions in life. Learn from those. Move forward. But the thing is, be authentic. Be yourself. I want to end with a quote. I'm so ready for this. This came from the senior board, and I saw it, I thought, this is kind of for all of us. So this is short, sweet, and simple. I want you guys to know this as I quit, and I like microphone. I love you guys. It doesn't hurt to tell somebody every day that you care about them, that you do care about them, that you do love them. If I have any regrets in life, is that I didn't tell enough people that matter those words. I care about you, and I love you. So don't forget about that. That is something that's really simple to do. Okay, this came from a fellow classmate. Izzy, thank you for this quote, okay? Izzy's like, huh? Life is short. Don't take it for granted. And waste your time. Enjoy every day. Why? It is your last. Let me go.
Thank you, Mr. Goodman. Now is the time that we'd like to recognize our salutatorian and valedictorians of the class of 2025. I've never been an opportunity to be able to actually announce two valedictorians that tied even Steven in their scores. Really high. This is a really high academic class. Extremely high, very competitive. This year's salutatorian of the class of 2025 is Drew Foster. Drew is the son of Harris and Brian Foster. He plans to study engineering in Missouri State West Plains and then transfer to Missouri S&T. Drew said that what he will miss most about EHS, the camaraderie and friends that they play basketball. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Drew Foster.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. It is truly an honor to stand before you, and to be honest, I didn't expect to be giving this speech until just a few days ago. But here we are. I'm incredibly grateful for this moment. I want to start by thanking the people who made this possible. My family, my teachers, and my friends. Without your support, encouragement, and guidance, none of this would have been achievable. You've shaped who I am, and I'm forever grateful. When I was younger, graduation felt like a distant dream. I remember sitting in elementary school, hearing that we graduate in 2025, and thinking that year would never come. And yet, it feels like the blink of an eye, here we are, ready to step into the next chapters of our lives. To my classmates, we've spent 13 years growing up together. We've shared early mornings, tough classes, inside jokes, and unforgettable memories. I'm going to miss seeing you all every day. To my teammates, the memories we made, the countless battles fought, and what I will miss most, splashing with the boys. You guys are more than teammates, you're family. Last of all, to my teachers, you've not only challenged me to be my best, but you've also become mentors and in many ways, friends. You believed in me even when I doubted myself. And your dedication, patience, and passion didn't just help me learn, they helped me grow. Thank you for always being there, both in and out of the classroom. This still feels a little surreal, but it is real. We're moving on to new adventures, new challenges, and new beginnings. So to each of you, good luck. And to everyone who's been a part of my journey, thank you. It has truly been an honor.
So our class of 2025 is a class of great minds. This year we have two outstanding students that maintain straight A's throughout high school. And I can tell you that the counselor, you drove her crazy trying to make sure and check every line, everything they could possibly look at. They will be sharing the title of valedictorian tonight. And first we would like to say that one of the valedictorians this year is Miss Gretchen Hamilton. Gretchen is the daughter of Aaron and Robert Hamilton. Gretchen will be attending Missouri State University, Springfield in the fall. She is planning to become a nurse. What is this? Anesthetist. Say that 3 times in a row. She has a passion for helping others and wants to make a difference in people's lives. Gretchen said that she will miss most, but what she will miss most about the high school is all the opportunities that are offered here to explore and allow her to grow. She said she is thankful for her family, teachers, and coaches who have helped her become the person she is today. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Ms. Gretchen Hamilton. This year's graduate.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, the class of 2025. We made it. After 4 long years, countless tests, group projects, and hallway traffic jams, we reached the top. And I don't just mean the top of the class or the stage. I mean the literal and metaphorical hill between the cafeteria and the classrooms. If you ever had to walk up that thing in the pouring rain and didn't show up to your next class with muddy jeans, congratulations. Most of us were less fortunate. That hill that we walked every day wasn't just an inconvenience, though. It was preparation. It was perseverance training in disguise. That hill, like high school itself, wasn't just about the struggle. It's a symbol, a reminder that we've been climbing since day one. We faced our fair share of steep paths, unexpected turns, and yes, the occasional slip, but we kept going. We kept showing up. And here we are, taking the final moments of high school together. Now, let's be honest. High school hasn't always been smooth. We faced challenges we didn't expect, some academic, some personal, and some that just showed up in the form of a Monday. But in between those hard moments, we also found happiness and caffeine in session. We laughed a lot, and we made memories that will stick with us forever. We found joy in unexpected places too. In food days where Mrs. Urban wouldn't try buffalo chicken dip, to jokes and witty comments between one another, and in the homecoming skits where boys, better known as Gisella and Edwina, made their acting debut in teachers. Our best memories weren't just made in the classrooms. They came on bus rides, in chaotic hotel rooms, around campfires, and over late night dairy shack runs. We might not remember all the ins and outs of those adventures, but we'll never forget how it felt to be together, laughing until our faces hurt, knowing we were part of something bigger than ourselves. Of course, it wasn't all fun and games. Some days were heavy, some felt like too much. But even in those moments, we kept going. We learned how to try again, how to be there for each other. Coach Yarley once said, "Life is not all pumpkins and unicorns." And he's right, surprisingly. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes it's muddy jeans, late nights, and wondering how you're going to make it through. But that's okay. Because we learned we don't have to have it all figured out. We just have to keep climbing. This moment isn't just about celebrating the past. It's about facing the future. And sure, we don't know what's coming back. We don't know what's coming next. Some of us are headed to college, some to the workforce, the military, or into unknown territory. And yes, the future is full of hills, big ones, the kind that comes with responsibility, independence, and figuring out how to cook something that isn't microwave. But if we learn something from these last 4 years, it's that we can climb anything. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." That future might not be mapped out perfectly. It might include detours, delays, or even a few more hills. But it is filled with purpose, and it's ours to walk confidently into step by step. To my family, thank you for pushing me to be the best version of myself. Dad, I've had the dream of standing up here like you did since 7th grade. I can proudly say I've accomplished that dream, but not without the support from both you and Mom, and of course the crying in elementary school at the dinner table with you over that. Mom, thank you for being a shoulder to lean on. You were the first person to lift me up on a bad day and cheer for me in a crowd. Without the late night pep talks and unwavering support from both of you, I wouldn't be standing up here today. To my siblings, never lose your grit and determination. Chase your dreams just like you encouraged me to do. To my classmates, thank you for all the memorable moments, for the let's dream boldly. Slip sometimes because it means we're trying. Let's keep moving forward, even when it's steep. Let's be the kind of people who leave a path behind us for others to follow at. So right now, look around. Soak this in. The faces you've grown up with, the teachers who believed in you even when you weren't sure you believed in yourself, the families who cheered us on, because the best views really do come after the hardest climbs. Class of 2025, thank you for the memories, the laughter, and for always making the climb worth it. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning.
To announce our co-valedictorian, Mr. Noah Wisenhunt. Noah is the son of Anissa and Drew Wisenhunt. Noah will be attending Missouri State University Springfield in a cooperative program with Missouri S&T in the fall. He's planning to become a mechanical engineer. He's excited to design and prototype new and innovative solutions to problems. Noah said that what he will miss most about EHS is the feeling of it being home. He said that he is grateful for his family, that he's always supported him, and he is going to miss his nieces and nephews when he leaves to attend college. Please join me in congratulating co-valedictorian Noah Wisenhunt.
I'll keep this short because I'm sure it's everyone's looking for anyways. But today I'm here as a co-valedictorian, and it's an incredible honor that I'm nothing but grateful for. None of this would have been possible without all the unwavering support that I've achieved along the way. To each of my teachers who pushed us to be the best, to my friends who stood by me through every challenge, and especially to my family, whose love and encouragement have moved the world, I owe each of you my deepest thanks. We have all worked so hard to reach this moment, and it's amazing to look back and see how far we've come together. From the first days of kindergarten to the long hours studying for finals, every experience has shaped us into the people we are today. It's been a long journey filled with lots of highs and lows, but through it all, we've grown stronger and closer as a class and as individuals. While it might feel like an ending right now, a chapter closing, it's really just the beginning of something new and exciting. We're each stepping into the next phase of our lives. Each of us is about to take the lessons we've learned here and carry them with us forever. I'm so proud to have shared this experience with all of you. It's truly been an honor to grow up with all of you guys. Thank you for making these years unforgettable. I wish you all the very best.
Now we would like to welcome High School Counselor Ms. Julie Boyles for the presentation of scholarships.